Whoever sees this and subscribes right now will get a free PDF converter. Hey, just ask Drake. It's simple academics. What's going on, Hilltop Mafia? It's Willie Knox Hill. We're back with our breakdown series. So today, man, it is a special day. It's a special day. I don't normally drop on a Sunday, but you know that we had to do this. It is the 1-year anniversary of Not Like Us. Since then, it's been a crazy year. We've had Super Bowl. We've had Grammys. We've had a lawsuit that has rocked the foundations of battle rap, that has rocked the foundations of hip-hop, thanks to Lawbury. But you know what? I thought to celebrate all that, let's dive back into Not Like Us, do a 2.0 breakdown 1 year later. Let's see what we missed. Let's see what we caught. And let's put this under the microscope. So this right here, right now, is none other than Not Like Us. But before we get any further, listen, if you like the hat that I'm wearing, if you like the shirt that I'm wearing, bars, gotta catch them all. knoxhilldmv.com. We got hats, we got shirts, we got hoodies, everything you need. If you want to rep the brand, if you want to support, it all goes a long way. It all helps. I'll put all links down there. But anyways, you know what we're here for. Kendrick, step back up to the plate. Let's see what you got.
Psst, I see dead people.
Diabolical.
Aye, monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak throw, man down, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro, nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? They in the street and hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman.
I mean, this is a certified classic at this point, right?
I'm the one that up to score with him. Walk him down whole time. I know he got some hoe in him. Pole on him. Extort shit. Bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs. And party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baka got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 wop. That fuck him up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. They not like us. They not like...
You know, you talk about it when you're putting tracks together. Like, that last line of a verse before you roll into the hook. Like, how do you want to approach that? Because you always want to make, like, that last line hit and make a statement. And for me, it's like he saved that joker in the deck. He saved that biggest punchline, the A minor bar that everyone sings now for the last part of the verse, right? Just to put, like, a capitalization on that verse, just exclamation point right there with it. And for me also, like when I did the breakdown yesterday in the live and you talk about that album and Kendrick's use of kind of juxtaposition and how like sometimes like he'll have like an aggressive delivery and then he'll come back with that sort of drop down cadence, right? And just that accentuation of like going this way and coming in this way, or maybe coming in soft and then like just switching his voice and switching his personality and going more into attack mode. And for me, you think about the way that he juxtaposes with Meet the Grams, because Meet the Grams was a slow burn, right? It was like a dark horror novel, and it was just an introspective look into Drake, and it was slow, it was dark, it was cynical, and then you come out of that, and you're kind of sat here, and the audience is like, "Wow, what did I just listen to? Like, what truths have been uncovered here?" And then you hit him with the club banger. Then you hit him with Not Like Us, because the energy is like here, and it's serious. And all of a sudden, this comes in this beat. And it just makes it hit even more for me. Think about if Not Like Us dropped first and then Meet the Grams, right? It doesn't sit the same. Meet the Grams had to come first, and then it had to be followed up with Not Like Us. All right, let's put this back under the microscope and just see how I break it down now this time around. Psst.
I see dead people.
Obviously, you had the Euphoria lines shouting out Haley Joel Osment, but I see dead people 6 cents. Drake is never going to be able to watch that movie again.
Psst. I see dead people.
Ghost gets a shout out too. We know Drake and the Ghost Writer allegations. I see dead people. I mean, it's layered. It's layered already. You got the 6 cents in one line. This is what Kendrick does. It just kind of creeps up on you, the boogeyman. I see dead people, ghost writers all around you, and then on top of that, you dead. And I think Adobe Acrobat Reader is going to change their symbol and like their cover art to this basically. If you need a free PDF converter.
Monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak throw, man down, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro, Nella.
Debo, shout out to Friday. What's he gonna do, right? This goes even more layered for me, right? Because you think about the movie references that he's using, right? Because one of Kendrick's angles throughout this track, especially They Not Like Us, and how Drake is an outsider to hip-hop culture and to black culture. So Kendrick's going to rep for black culture in the West Coast. So he's going to use a movie like Friday, which is really fitting. And he's going to rep a character like Debo because he's bullying Drake on the track. But then also it goes even more layered because you think about later on in the music video, and then when he brings DeMar DeRozan into it, well, one of DeMar DeRozan's nicknames is Debo because he was playing against kids a lot older than him, got a fight in the gym in high school, and they all started calling him Debo because he's bullying them. Wop, wop, wop.
Aye, monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a free throw, man down.
So get it, he a free throw, right? I should easily make this shot right here. Right? You're not even a challenge me, but then that free throw line ties in with the basketball scheme, with the Debo, and that dual layer of being tied to DeMar DeRozan. That's what Kendrick does, man. Love the layers.
Aye, monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a free throw, man down. Call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro. Nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass?
Nail him to the cross. You walk around like Tizo. Obviously the nails. Tizo touchdown gets his shout out right there with the hair. But then also you start thinking like Debo, and then he goes to Tizo touchdown. Debo Samuel West Coast touchdown as well. We could give it. We could give it.
Monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a free throw, man down. Call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro. Nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these?
And then Tizo, nail to the cross, Swiss cross. That symbolism, that cross is a watchmaker brand. Tizo as well, who uses the cross.
Damn, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro. Nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? They in the street and hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many ops you really?
F them all and they mama. Again, more West Coast shout outs because Kendrick knows how to play this strategic game. He's going to shout out Pac. He's going to shout out Hit Him Up. When Pac told Biggie, you know, F you, F them all, and they mama too. I'm coming for everyone.
Jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton.
And the jabroni line. The jabroni line goes deeper for me too. This isn't the only wrestling scheme that he uses. Shout out to Dwayne The Rock Johnson, right? And jabronis. They don't belong here. You an outsider. You a geek. You a jabroni. And Drake actually used jabroni when he got mad at Joe Budden, right? And left him a long voice note that Joe Budden shared on his podcast when Drake was calling him jabroni journalist, right? So the use of jabroni, Drake used, thinking that he was slick, using a rock line. Shout out to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, also using jabroni. So what does Kendrick do? For me, Kendrick choosing that word also knows the layers and knows the backstory to Drake, because there's always a method to the madness. Like choosing to use that word, which obviously just stands out, calling someone a jabroni. Like you don't hear that every day in a rap track, but he's pulling out jabroni. And to me, it sets up the wrestling, which ties in later with the Shawn Michaels, and we'll get to that sweet chin music. But it also ties in with just like, yeah, I know some of your story, Drake. I know you trying to, again, use from another culture to your advantage. Use from wrestling.
Beat ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a free throw, man down. Call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro. Nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these
flow is smooth on this.
jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? They in the street and hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How
And that's what Drake did. He went to Compton. He was in the music video, 100 with Game, and Game took him around Compton.
What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? They in the street and hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many ops you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton.
Hey, shout out to the white boy. Shout out to John Stockton, man. One of the greatest point guards of all time, assist leader.
Too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton.
But even that, we talked about. Who was he always passing to? Karl Malone. And what's Karl Malone got? Karl Malone got a weird case. Why is he around? Right? Talk about getting with an underage girl. And we all know how that ties in later on. Hello, lawsuit.
You really got, I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pull on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better.
I like the certified boogeyman. I had to up the score with him, right? The score of music versus, he obviously had the basketball scheme earlier, so he's up in the score. But then as well, like we talk about the significance of going into this and talking about this beef, and you look at possible angles. Well, you felt like this was like something as an advantage to Drake because he knows how to drop the club hits. he knows how to drop those songs that can go viral, right? Of all the diss tracks, you told me going into this beef, it would be Kendrick Lamar that had just the most streamed, the most played, the most successful just in terms of a hit. We're talking a radio hit. I would have said you're crazy. I would have said that's Drake's lane. That's Drake's specialty. And it's almost like he did up the score because he beat him to the punch with this. And this is what he did.
Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the score with him.
Drake was trolling Kendrick, being the boogeyman. Guess what? This is what you get.
Watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pole on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him.
He's gonna walk him down, right? No drive-bys here. You getting walked down, Drake.
Walk him down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pole on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young.
Extort shit. And the way that he says it, it sounds like bully the flow. Like he's going to bully the flow out of Drake because Drake's supposed to have the flows, right? But then also bully Death Row on him. And why would Death Row be going after Drake? Well, think about, ex-heads of Death Row, talking about Suge and his extortion, talking about taking people like Vanilla Ice, other cultural appropriators, and hanging them over balconies, going to extort them. So extort, bully, Death Row. That's all references to that tying in. And then obviously Death Row's not going to be happy because Death Row, Tupac, and what Drake did on the Tailor-Made Freestyle and the Tupac estate coming out and suing Drake, getting him to pull the Tailor-Made Freestyle down for using the AI Pac voice.
Yo niggas, certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pole on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1.
And that's how you get a lawsuit, right? I hear you like him young. Like, he didn't even directly say anything. He's just like, look, I heard these rumors. I have 2 eyes. I can see what happens on the internet with the Millie Bobby Brown and some of the other questionable decisions with the fan on stage. And yeah, you need to start checking some IDs.
Bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs and party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case. Why is he around?
You know what's really interesting there? That I didn't pick up in the original breakdown, right, is the word choice here. Because he starts talking about hide your little sister. And then the kid schemes, because like you pass it on to a little brother, a little sister, your hand-me-downs. So he still ties in with the kid references and hide your little sister from him. And then playing with your nose, like a kid playing with their nose. Versus obviously having a little bit of a white line addiction.
Love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs and party at the party playing.
And that goes even deeper too, like hand-me-downs, like secondhand, like after Drake's been with a girl, then he passes it on to Chubbs for her to get with him.
Your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the
get the baby oil.
Only one that get your hand-me-downs and party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 wop. That fuck him up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff.
He's whipping him 5 times. How many stocks I got? 5 plus 5, right? I want those other 5 Kendrick diss tracks. But for me, he's referencing all the 5, right? Like that. Euphoria. 616 in LA. Meet the Grahams. Not Like Us. He's hitting you 5 times right now.
Wop, 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 wop. That fuck him up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. They not like us.
That's my favorite bar because I love the music theory of that. Absolutely no diabolical wordplay on that bar whatsoever.
They not like us. 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 You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pop?
They not like us. They not like us. 4 syllables. 4 syllables that for me defined this rap beef and gave Kendrick the victory. It's simple, and yet it's catchy. And yet when it comes on, everyone chants it, right? But for me, that's the mastery of Kendrick here. Like I see dead people. Just a simple line that when you start to think about it, you start to think about the layers and context to the rest of the song, right? So people would look at it on the surface and go, they not like us. They not like the West Coast. They're trying to be like us. They're trying to be like Compton. That's Drake trying to come through, but he's not like us. And this is why I'm going to reference DeMar DeRozan, why I'm going to reference Friday, why I'm going to reference just West Coast references, right? some of my street slang, some of my talk. They not like us in that sense. But then also, when you get later to the cultural appropriation, the colonizer, they not like us. He's not a part of hip hop. He's not a part of hip hop culture. He doesn't further the culture. He's just there to make numbers off of it. He just does it because it looks cool, not because he wants to contribute to it. They not like us. You think about Kendrick and his conscious music and what he stands for. They not like us in terms of being conscious, in terms of really like trying to give you music with a substance. They just make hits. And then even deeper than that, rabbit holes deeper. I can go deeper, I promise. They not like us, right? You start thinking about black culture and black identity that Kendrick is pushing forward. So much in that line.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
And then the obvious one is you look at Megan's Law here and what's going on and how to get a bunch of free PDF converters. And, you know, they not like us in that sense either.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pac, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga. They cold foul, I don't know why you still pretending. What is the owl? Bird niggas and bird bitches, go. The audience not dumb, shape the stories how you want. Hey Drake, they're not slow. Rabbit hole is still deep, I can go further, I promise. Ain't there some B-rest that's for bitchin'? You Malibu most wanted, ain't no law boy, you ball boy, fresh Gatorade or something. Since 2009, I had this bitch jumping. You niggas will get a wedgie, be flipped over your boxes, or over your foe. The other vaginal option, pussy. Nigga better straighten they posture. Got favorites all up in contact. Might write this with a doctor. Tell a pop star quit hiding. Fuck a caption, won't action. No accident, I'm hands on. He fuck around, get polished. Fucked on Wayne Grow, he was in jail. That's conniving. Then get his face tatted like a bitch apologizing. I'm glad.
Oh, that bar.
Eddie Rose came home, y'all didn't deserve him neither. From Alondra down to Central, nigga better not speak on Serena. And your homeboy needs subpoena. That predator moving flocks. That name gotta be registered and placed on neighborhood watch. I lean on you niggas like another line of walk. Yeah, it's all eyes on me and I'ma send it up the pot. Ay, put the roll label on me, I'ma get them dropped. Ay, sweet chin music and I won't pass the ox. Ay, how many stocks do I really have in stock? Ay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Ay, devil is a lie, here's 69 God. Ay, freaky ass niggas need to stay their ass inside. Ay, roll their ass up like a fresh pack of Zod. Ay, city is back up, it's a must, we outside. Ay. They not like us. They not like.
I love this track. Let's break this down.
You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pac, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga. They cold.
And we've talked about this before, like what the Bay meant to Tupac, right? And the Bay always had a lot of love for Tupac. And Pac talked about this. And shout out to MD, right? I'm MD. Pac was in Baltimore for a little bit. He was on East Coast, right? NYC as well. But Pac said he didn't know game. He wasn't put on the game until he went to the Bay. And then he just felt the cultural movement of the West Coast and really that community spirit and having each other and just something with the music and something with being put on game. And Pac always showed a lot of love to the Bay. And Kendrick on GNX, there's so many Bay influences. You know, you hear like the E40 influences and the hyphy movements and all of that. And even on this track, you get those Bay vibes.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pac, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga. They cold foul, I don't know why you still pretending. What is the owl? Bird niggas and bird bitches, go.
I love how it's cold foul. And that sets up, he lets you know where that double's going right there because foul is in a bird. What is the owl? So foul to owl versus obviously did cold foul. F-O-U-L. Like a foul in basketball, which ties in because J. Cole has played basketball professionally. He was a dope baller, so did him foul, but also take it literally like you moved on the side. Like you moved foul with him. And yeah, he kind of just threw Cole under the bus, didn't he? In his Kendrick disses and saying, you know, I don't know how Cole feels, but this is how I feel. I don't know why Cole apologized because I'm not apologizing. It's almost like you two started this together with first-person shooter in Kendrick's eyes, and I wonder if Kendrick's saying, you know, you did him foul on that too because you brought him along for this and put him in this situation, which went against what he stood for.
They cold foul, I don't know why you still pretending. What is the owl? Bird niggas and bird bitches, go. The audience.
Obviously the OVO owl, we talked about this, and then he plays off of the owl, and then Drake tries to take back ownership of the owl with Nokia.
I don't know why you still pretending. What is the owl? Bird niggas and bird bitches, go. The audience not dumb, shape the stories how you want. Hey Drake, they're not slow. Rabbit hole.
This is a clever bar for me because this is one of those battle rap tactics where like hype up your audience. Hey Drake, they're not slow. Like what's understated there? He's saying his audience is intelligent, right? He's shouting out the listener. The listener goes, all right, yeah, man shouting us out. And he's getting the audience onto his side. So in one sense, he's having Drake lose his credibility because he's like, listen, Like you're trying to dumb it down for the audience and you think you can trick them. And that then makes the audience suspicious of Drake because they're like, no, we're not stupid. We are smart. And they see that. So on one hand, he's complimenting his audience. On the other hand, he's dissing Drake. Just a nice tactic. Again, just kind of playing chess right now. 4D chess.
Go. The audience not dumb. Shape the stories how you want. Hey Drake, they're not slow. Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise. Ain't there some B-rest that's for bitching? You Malibu most wanted. Ain't no law boy, you ball boy. Fresh Gatorade.
And there it is. The Malibu most wanted. Obviously, B-Rad and Malibu's most wanted. He was like the equivalent of Vanilla Ice, right? And he just saw it. He wanted to be cool. And he wanted to rap. And that's how he sees Drake. And I love that because he then takes that and obviously patterns it in later in the third verse when he talks about the Atlanta and the colleague to colonizer.
Ain't there some B-rest that's for bitching? You Malibu most wanted. Ain't no law boy, you ball boy. Fresh Gatorade or something.
Ain't no law boy. I wonder if Drake heard that and that's always sat in his subconscious. He's like, I'm going to be law boy. I'm going to take you to court over this.
B-rest that's for bitching. You Malibu most wanted. Ain't no law boy, you ball boy. Fresh Gatorade or something. Since 2000.
Who would have thought that line would get Kendrick Lamar a Gatorade sponsorship too?
Bitchin', you Malibu most wanted. Ain't no law boy, you ball boy. Fresh Gatorade or something. Since 2009, I had this bitch jumping. You niggas will get a wedgie, be flipped over your boxes.
2009, right? When K-Dot became Kendrick Lamar. It was history ever since.
Since 2009, I had this bitch jumping. You niggas will get a wedgie, be flipped over your boxes. Over your foe, the other vaginal option. Pussy, nigga better straighten they posture.
Like that bar.
Got famous all up in contact. Might write this with a doctor.
What OVO for? Better straighten they posture, like the street slang. Tighten up, right? Straighten your posture. Verse is OVO for OVO 40. Makes me think of Pusha T, Story of Adidon. He dissed producer OVO 40. Right? In this case, because he's got multiple sclerosis, so he looks kind of bent over. So straighten your posture, OVO 4. Could be a subliminal and a nod to Story of Adidon right there.
Jumping, you niggas will get a wedgie, be flipped.
And I don't think I explained that in the original breakdown either.
Over your boxes, over your foe, the other vaginal option. Pussy, nigga better straighten they posture. Got famous all up in contact. Might write this with a doctor. Tell a pop star quit hiding. Fuck.
Might write this for the doctorate, right? Mr. Pulitzer Prize winner. Pulitzer Surprise versus might write this. I take that for the doctor as well. Like Dr. Dre, nod to the West Coast.
Nigga better straighten they posture. Got famous all up in contact. Might write this with a doctor. Tell a pop star quit hiding. Fuck a caption, won't action. No accident. I'm hands on. He fuck around.
Tell that pop star quit hiding. And there's trolling Drake again, calling him nothing but a pop star. But isn't it funny when you had push-ups, you had Taylor Made, you had Drake trolling Kendrick. Drop. But in this case, all of a sudden, it's like Kendrick is taking it and flipping the tables on Drake for all that.
Write this with a doctor. Tell a pop star quit hiding. Fuck a caption, won't action. No accident. I'm hands on. He fuck around, get polished. Fuck don't Wayne.
Fuck a caption. Because we all know how when the beefs happen, like that Meek Mill diss. I remember when Drake was at his concert and just like playing Meek Mill memes. Right? He has always been Mr. Social Media, Mr. Captions. Even now, he's still carrying on the beef through captions.
Start quit hiding. Fuck a caption, won't action. No accident. I'm hands on. He fuck around, get polished. Fuck don't Wayne.
He fuck around, get polished. Accident, get polished. Da. Like right there. It's a very measured flow. But this is like that West Coast bounce kind of flow. And what Kendrick will do is, right, he'll just take like 3 syllables. And he'll speed up the delivery of those 3 syllables within a word. But then he'll come back out of it. And he'll keep it slow. And he'll keep it measured. And he'll just pick certain moments. And those moments especially, a lot of times they'll coincide with the hit of the percussion. So as the drum hits, as you hit on the drum, it's almost like that drum, that impact causes you to kind of speed through the delivery. And I love just kind of that West Coast bounce and style flow that he's got throughout this track.
You niggas will get a wedgie, be flipped over your boxes. Over your foe, the other vaginal option.
The other vaginal option.
Pussy, nigga better straighten they posture. Got famous all up in contact.
Got famous all up in Compton. And then he kind of slows it down again.
Write this for the doctor.
Better write this for the doctor. See again. Speeds up certain parts and then slows it back down. Speeds up, slows it back down.
Pop star quit hiding.
Just nice little gear shift control throughout this flow, man.
Nigga better straighten they posture. Got famous all up in contact. Might write this with a doctor. Tell a pop star quit hiding. Fuck a caption, won't action. No accident. I'm hands on. He fuck around, get polished. Fuck don't Wayne grow. He was in jail.
Hands on. I'm gonna do this in real life. Versus obviously, right? In push-ups, when Drake was talking about his little manicures and getting his nails done, he might have to chip a nail, so get polished in a different sense. He's gonna polish you and end you versus obviously polishing your nails hands on. Smooth flips, man.
Fuck a caption, won't action, no accident. I'm hands on. He fuck around, get polished. Fuck don't Wayne grow. He was in jail. That's conniving. Then get his face tatted like a bitch apologizing.
Get his face tatted because on his try, Drake has that Wayne face tattoo that he got years later. And yeah, I mean, obviously, Kendrick flipping the timeline a little bit because as Wayne said, like Drake got with Wayne's girl before Wayne was in jail, not when he was in jail. But, you know, obviously Kendrick bending that to use it to his advantage to paint Drake in a worse light here.
Fucked on Wayne girl while he was in jail. That's conniving. Then get his face tatted like a
And he could even be suggesting, Wayne, are you sure that it ended when you were in jail too?
bitch apologizing. I'm glad D-Rose came home. Y'all didn't deserve him neither. From Alondra down to Central, nigga better not speak on Serena. And your homeboy needs subpoena. That predator moving flocks. That name gotta be registered and placed on neighborhood watch. I lean on you niggas like another line of walk. Yeah, it's all eyes on me and I'ma send it up to Pac. Ay.
See, I love how you talk about like the personalities of Kendrick. Like he still kind of dropped down. And then right here, as the change happens, as just the switch up and the keys come back in, that's when he starts to just like get more aggressive with his delivery. He's kind of like following the bass line because it's very bassy here.
I'm glad D-Rose came home. Y'all didn't deserve him.
Y'all didn't deserve him neither. Like he's still in that more coarse Kendrick voice. And then as you get more of the treble notes start to hit, he starts to get more treble with his delivery and then starts to really like raise it. Like I've talked about before, you don't need a bunch of features when you have Kendrick Lamar because he just manipulates his voice and delivery in so many ways.
Neither. From Alondra down to Central, nigga better not speak on Serena.
Middle of the ocean. And what's the theme? What does Drake try to do with Kendrick? Drake has this pattern of really trying to divide families. And you just wonder if there's a deeper rooted psychological issue there, right? He went after Serena's husband. Middle of the ocean, and dissing Serena's husband, and then throwing shade at Serena. We all know how Serena responded to that crip walking at the Super Bowl. But even with Kendrick, going after Whitney, going after Kendrick's family, just this pattern that Drake has had through the years of going after family, always to try to divide families.
I'm glad
maybe because his family's divided.
D-Rose came home, y'all didn't deserve him neither. From Alondra down to Central, nigga better not speak on Serena.
And even the D-Rose, we talked about this. D-Rose used to play for the Raptors, and they shipped him out. Right? Y'all didn't deserve him. We'll take him. Sacramento Kings, what up?
Homeboy needs subpoena. That predator moving flocks. That name gotta be registered and placed on neighborhood watch.
That's Baca.
Lean on you niggas like another line of walk. Yeah, it's all eyes on me and I'ma send it up to Pac. Ay, put the wrong label.
Lean, lines of the walk. He's giving you lines of the lean right now in terms of he's buzzing, how he's leaning on the beat, but obviously sipping on lean and measuring out in the different lines, flipping into the walk. So many bars on this,
You
man.
niggas like another line of walk. Yeah, it's all eyes on.
And the neighborhood watch. Like again, like that weird case that we talked about, that's very public information. I don't know what Baca was saying on that interview, but it's out there. Anybody can go read it, right? Human trafficking, that's the thing.
On me and I'ma send it up to Pac. Ay, put the wrong label on
Green light, go. Red light, stop. Let's not talk about traffic right now.
me, I'ma get them dropped. Ay, sweet chin music and I won't pass the ox. Ay, how many stocks do I really have in stock? Ay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
These.
Eyes on me and I'ma send it up to Pac. Ay, put the wrong.
Shout to Pac, all eyes on me, right? Pay homage to a West Coast legend. Again, I'm going to send him up to meet their maker. I'm going to send him up to Pac in heaven right now. I see dead people.
Label on me, I'ma get them dropped. Ay, sweet chin music and I'ma send it up to Pac. Ay, put the wrong label on me, I'ma get them dropped. Ay.
Put the wrong label on me. I take that as layers, right? Tell lies about me. Label me wrong. I'm going to get them dropped. But also, wrong label, because I'm with Interscope, right? We might both be signing UMG, but you're coming with the wrong label. You coming after me with Cash Money and Republic. Get your affiliation right. Sorry, camera died. Let's keep rolling.
Sweet chin music and I won't pass the ox. Ay, how many stocks do I really?
Obviously, I won't pass the ox. It's my turn. I'm going to keep dropping. I'm going to keep dropping. And I think if Drake wanted to keep going, if he would have kept dropping more disses, I think Kendrick would have been happy. Kendrick had all the stocks ready. He was ready to not pass the ox, and that's what he did. Right after he dropped Meet the Grams, he didn't even let Meet the Grams breathe. He interrupted his own disses to give us another one, to give us Not Like Us.
I'ma get them dropped. Ay, sweet chin music and I won't pass the ox.
And you talk about another wrestling bar. And this for me is, again, the layers to Kendrick. Sweet chin music. Like, why say that here? Right? He's a fighter. Right? Sweet chin music. He's going to give you that nighty night, that sweet chin, which is a classic Shawn Michaels move. Just a kick to the chin, right? Knock you out on this track. Shawn Michaels, the Montreal Screwjob, right? One of his rivals in real life too was Bret Hart. And Bret Hart was going to leave at the time. And there was a big debate on how Bret is going to pass on the belt. And then they actually surprised Bret in Montreal because he was not going to be taken down in Montreal. He was not going to be taken down in Canada because he's Canadian, right? He wanted to rep for the home crowd. There's no way he wanted to pass the belt, and they tricked him. And it was called the Montreal Screwjob. And to me, I just take that as layered right there, like the jabroni bars. For this, Drake, Canadian, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, giving the sweet chin music. Kendrick Lamar, giving the sweet chin music to Drake.
Put the roll label on me, I'ma get them dropped. Sweet chin music and I won't pass the ox. How many stocks do I really have?
But also like his music that he's making right now is sweet chin music. Just very clever writing, man.
I'ma get them dropped. Sweet chin music and I won't pass the ox. How many stocks do I really have in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Devil is a lie, he is 69 God. Freaky ass niggas need to stay their ass inside.
No saying devil is a liar, right? Devil is a lie. Freaky, he has 69 God. Drake repping the 6. Well, what does Kendrick do? He kind of bastardizes the 6. He says, no, he's freaky. We're talking about, pulling 69, right? Freaky in that sense. But then also goes even deeper. Rabbit hole goes deeper, I promise. You talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Another example of a person with a very bad looking case with minors.
Devil is a lie, he is 69 God. Freaky ass niggas need to stay their ass inside.
Freaky ass. And he flips that later on into F-A-N. Fan. He a fan. And that's another rebuttal to Drake. Going, I could be no one's #1 fan on push-ups.
Up like a fresh pack of Zon. City is back up, it's a must, we outside.
Man.
They not like us. 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 Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still double down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the mecca, building railroads and trains. Bear with me for a second, let me put y'all on game. The settlers was using town folk to make them richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you, this the real nigga challenge. You caught Future when you didn't see the club. What, little baby, help you get your lingo up. What, 21, get your false street cred. Thug makes you feel like you a slime in your head. What, Quavo said you can be from Northside. What, 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague, you a fucking colonizer. The family matter and the truth of the matter. Here was God's plan to show y'all the liar.
When I did that breakdown, I talked about just how I love the whole setup of that verse and leading to the not being a colleague, you're an effing colonizer, and just the way that he brought us there. And for me, in order to make that punchline and all that really hit home, shows off just the storytelling, emceeing ability of Kendrick. To start with an idea, to develop it, to lead us through the plot, and then to have the ending. And just to flip it and tie it off so nicely. He would make for a great author. Just his ability with his pen and the way that he constructs concepts and puts them together and his way to deliver them.
Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still double down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the mecca.
This was the line a lot of people have said. When Drake said, you rapping like you trying to get the slaves free. That was the huge mistake that Drake made. Because then Drake lost a lot of black culture from that. From a statement like that. From trolling Kendrick for that. And just prove Kendrick's allegations of Drake right. That you're not fully awake to what's going on. You're not fully connected and aware within the culture. You're moving within it, but you're not contributing to it. And you're not fully a part of it. And that line exemplified it. And that just helped to build Kendrick's case. Instead of Kendrick just saying these things, he didn't really have to provide evidence because Drake kind of shot himself in the foot. And I think really, if Drake had it back, he would take that back. But see, this is the nature of how battle raps can go sometimes, right? Because of the speed at which that they were dropping, that's when you can force your opponent into a mistake. And Drake started to feel the pressure because it started coming from Kendrick, right? And Drake felt like he had to clap back in 24 hours. He's been trolling Kendrick to drop this whole time. All of a sudden, Kendrick starts dropping. And Drake's like, all right, I got to match his speed now. I got to match what he's doing. And I think when you rush, instead of having time to step back, reflect, play it for multiple people, everything all good, maybe someone could pull him up on the line in his team, go, maybe this angle isn't the best angle. No, because you're rushing, you can make mistakes. You can exploit holes. And I definitely think that was one of Kendrick's strategies to really start to press Drake, to start to really put the pressure on him. And then when people start to crack, maybe they start to show you some things that they kind of cover up with their facade, that they don't really want to show you and that they don't want to present to the public, but they're not thinking because they're rushing. And the true side comes out.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still double down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the mecca, building railroads and trains. Bear with me for a second, let me put y'all on game.
And I love that. I love how he connects Atlanta, right, to slaves building railroads and trains, because obviously Atlanta's become a mecca for hip hop. You know, so much amazing artists and music throughout the years have come out of Atlanta. You know, one of my favorite hip hop duos of all time. Shout out to Outkast, man.
Settlers was using town folk to make them richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you.
The settlers, you have the same agenda as the white colonizers, and here's how I'm gonna lead you to it.
24, you got the same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you. This the real nigga challenge. You call future.
Just makes me think of like Drake making TikTok music when he frames it as a challenge, right? Now I'm gonna troll you. I'm gonna take all the music that you make, that people make challenges out of. Remember the Kiki challenge, hopping out of the car? Well, here's my challenge, right? We're gonna street cred check you, right? We're gonna pull you up on game now.
Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you. This the real nigga challenge. You call future when you didn't see the club. Hey, what? Little baby help you get your lingo up.
And yeah, when Drake was first popping, like, there were definitely people going, well, he doesn't have the street credibility, right? He doesn't have that side of things. He's not really getting played in the clubs, like in the clubs of Atlanta. And I think Drake throughout the years has shown, like, he is definitely not immune to criticism. Like, he does not deal with criticism well. You know, he's even, like, jumped in Anthony Fantano's inbox, right? He will go after anyone who hits his radar. And I think for me, those insecurities show. And he definitely pays attention to what the internet is saying. He definitely taps in to what people say about him. And he definitely adjusts, and he definitely adapts to that. And there was that time. Drake's not getting the club play, right? He's too soft. He always talks about girls. He always talks about the issues that he has. He's not making, you know, like that street type of music that they're playing in the hood. So what does he do? Goes and starts doing tracks with Future. Then obviously drops a mixtape with Future.
Same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you. This the real nigga challenge. You call future when you didn't see the club. Hey, what? Little baby help you get your lingo up. What? 21 get your false street cred. Thug makes you feel like you a slime in your head. Hey, what? Quavo said you can be from Northside.
Made you feel like a slime. You could be from Northside. So now all of a sudden you could get affiliated with all the different areas. But that for me continues to prove his point. Like, you'll just code switch. You'll jump from here to there, even within Atlanta.
Thug makes you feel like you a slime in your head. Hey, what? Quavo said you can be from Northside. What? 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to a...
Such an underrated bar for me. 2 Chainz said you good, but he lied. What was this song that 2 Chainz featured Drake on? No lie. Saying, no, I'm not gonna lie. But then Kendrick flips it into, but he lied.
Quavo said you can be from Northside. What? 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague, you a fucking colonizer. The family matter and the truth for them.
You know the A minor bar and how we like really led into it, and we talked about just that musical timing? Like right there, same example. Like all the bars, he knew where he wanted to get to. He knew that he wanted this to be the big punchline of this verse, to really bring it all around full circle and drive his point home.
What? 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars.
And obviously, like, you run to Atlanta when you need a check balance, and then later on, you run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. I think that one of the reasons, like, from a literary device, he repeats that line because he wants that to be memorable, because you recognize that from earlier in the verse. So then you really tune in for what's coming next when he drops the colleague to colonizer bar.
Offside. What? 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague, you a fucking colonizer. The family matter and the truth for the matter. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar.
The family matter. My family matters. Family does matter. Why you keep going after family? But also, obviously, Drake dropped his diss, Family Matters, not too long before this dropped, right? It was God's plan to show y'all the liar. And Kendrick, we just did the Untitled Unmastered breakdown. All the religious themes and references. Now he's taking Drake's viral song, God's Plan, and he's flipping it into this was predetermined. This was God's plan.
The family matter.
To show you the liar. And who's the liar? Because he told us earlier. He told us he left the breadcrumbs in the previous verse. The devil is the liar, right?
Need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague. You a fucking colonizer. The family matter and the truth for the matter. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar.
So I think, and listen, you can correct me in the comment section, but my vibe from this is obviously the speed at which Meet the Grams dropped. that felt ready to go. So that was dropped, obviously, an hour on top of Drake. Kendrick couldn't have heard Family Matters and responded with Meet the Grams within an hour. There's no way that could have got mixed, mastered, uploaded, with cover art ready to go within an hour. That's not happening. Obviously, this was able to be turned around very quickly. And this whole verse, flipping the slave scheme, right? Flipping the Family Matters, flipping the Drake disses. I think that they had this hit record. I think Kendrick had the first two verses ready to go, right? And he had responded to the other Drake stuff. And then that breakdown of the third verse and how it switches up. It then feels like that third verse was recorded within the less than 24-hour time frame, right? That third verse was then added and everything was brought around full circle to complete Not Like Us. It's like they knew they had this project, and I feel like Kendrick probably knew where he wanted to go with the Atlanta scheme and the colleague to colonizer, and then Drake just gave him those bars and gave him that opening to really bring that concept home. I'm sure it was at the back of Kendrick's mind. It was like, all right, here we go. This is how I'm running with it. But I love the cleverness of just including and incorporating all that into this, because one of Drake's critiques of Kendrick going on was like, you're not rebuttaling anything that I'm saying, right? You're not just responding to me directly. The stuff you're saying feels like it could have been recorded at any point in time.
He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. He a fan, he a fan, he a freaky ass nigga. He
Love that push-up slip.
69 God, freaky ass nigga. He a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life.
Hey, 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 hey. It's Fat Albert. We talked about Bill Cosby. Quit sleeping on him.
Freaky ass nigga, he the 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he the 69.
And we all know the minor problems that Bill Cosby faced.
Hey, run for your life. Freaky ass nigga, he the 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he the 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey,
Hey, hey, hey, hey, run for your life. So not only does it tie in with Fat Albert, but also what's really interesting is the Beatles had a very controversial song at the time. And that actually stole some from Elvis, which, yeah, that's ironic too. But anyways, the Beatles taking lines from Elvis, run for your life. Hey, little girl, run for your life. And it's about, obviously, a jealous ex-boyfriend, it seems like, who doesn't want the girl with anyone else. And he muses about he's going to kill her. You better run for your life. I'm gonna end you. I'm going to show up behind you with a gun. But I take that to me, if you think about the layers again, the run for your life reference. Run, because we don't know what this freaky man of Drake is going to do. But also, if you go look up that track, Hey Little Girl, the A minor lines, the PDF converters, the theme throughout this.
hey, hey.
Layers, it's diabolical.
Hey, hey, run for your life. Freaky ass nigga, he the 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he the 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Let me hear you say OVO. OVO. Say OVO. OVO. Then step this way, step that way. Then step this way, step that way. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Then step this way, step that way. Then step this way, step that way.
Step this way, step that way. Again, trolling Drake, and Drake's the only one who can make a club hit on
Then
this.
step this way.
And are we my friend? Were we friends at one point in time? We went on tour together. We had that history.
Then step this way, step that way. Then step this way, step that way.
And you talk about just what it means for the beef. I mean, I think it goes without saying that this was the KO from Kendrick. This was the final undebatable blow that really decided it and really shook Drake up. And I think one of the reasons too it really shook Drake up is because Family Matters was Drake's best diss. And he even put a music video behind it. Like, he spent time on Family Matters. And he really thought he had pushed the red button. He thought he had something on Family Matters. And you know what? He probably did have something on Family Matters. Family Matters was solid. You can't take that away from me. You can't take that away from Drake in my analysis of that, right? But Kendrick did not let Family Matters breathe. He followed it with Meet the Grams. Dark storytelling, just really showing off his artistic side and showing off his outside the box thinking compared to Drake and what really separates him as an artist. And then just revealing some hard truths. And really that introspective flip on Drake. And then he follows that up with a Drake type of strategy, giving us a diss track that turns into a club hit, giving us a diss track that just goes absolutely insanely viral. And I think Drake releases Family Matters going, all right, I'm going to get a break after this. He even talks about going on vacation. I don't think he was ready for Kendrick to hit as heavy as he did. He thought, you know what? This man has already dropped 616. He's already dropped Euphoria. He's already been dissing me before that. Like, I don't think, how much more swings does he have? Because for Drake, that was his biggest swing. And I felt like that pressure again of how quickly Kendrick dropped and how he was pressing him into making mistakes, that's what led to the hard part 6, because Drake felt that pressure. I got to release just as fast now. I got to respond to this. I can't let this sit because he didn't let Family Matters sit. And that pressure revealed those cracks. And we all know how the hard part 6, gave a lot of constructive criticism. That fell flat from Drake. Even his delivery, he sounded kind of defeated in it, but it just didn't hit the same as Family Matters did. And I think that was a mistake from Drake, where instead of just feeling the pressure of rushing, but this is where battle tactics came in. This is where Kendrick played that psychological game and really beat Drake in the overall chess and game theory of that battle because of that pressure. Whereas Drake probably should have taken a little longer. Probably should have really reflected and figured out how he's going to swing back at something not like us. It felt like Drake needed to give us his own version of a Not Like Us, his own version of a club hit that he's known for, that people can really sing along to, but diss Kendrick at the same time and really just see like for like. But we know it didn't happen. Anyways, the anniversary of Not Like Us, I really enjoyed that breakdown. Helped me just appreciate some new angles and things. And I've talked about this before. Like, there's listening to a track, and then there's when I sit here and I break it down. And I go away from passively listening. I'm actively listening, and I learn things. And I see it in a new light and appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed that too and just appreciate it a little bit more. Kendrick Lamar, you were Knox Hill certified. Hope you guys liked today's video. Listen, if you're here at the end, obviously enjoy the content. Do me a huge favor, support the channel directly. Subscribe, notifications on. Really does go a long way. Also, don't forget to copy your merch, knoxhilldmv.com. We got hats, we got shirts, we got hoodies, we got everything you need. If you want to rep the brand, if you want to support and get it out there, it all goes a long way. It all helps. I'll put all links down there. All right, everyone, stay safe, stay positive. Take care of these, take care of these. I'll catch you again.
Sit down, sit down. Like, wow, how we do it like that? Like, wow, how we do it like that? Like, wow, how we do it like that? Like, wow, better sit your ass down.